È uno Shakespeare in borghese quello che Declan Donnellan porta al Piccolo Teatro di Milano. The Winter's Tale è un regalo speciale per celebrare anche in Italia i 400 anni dalla morte del grande drammaturgo inglese. Generoso di consigli con gli attori e ricco di entusiasmo, Donnellan ci accoglie alle prove del suo spettacolo, ormai un classico moderno, premiato nel 1997 col prestigioso Golden Mask Award, e ci parla del suo modo di concepire il teatro, Shakespeare e i classici.
I do classic plays because they're about us, not because they're about dead people, and I do them because they say they help us investigate ourselves. That's why I like to do them. But I have no museum interest in it. Do you know what I mean? It's you know, the fact that they come from hundreds of years ago, that's of no interest to me. I never even think of that, actually. I sort of try to see them as nakedly as possible, and I'll choose the play that is most about what we are doing now. My point of departure normally is that when Shakespeare wrote his plays, they were performed in modern dress, and so we do the same. We discover the play in rehearsal in a way that's all I can say, it's as free as possible. Things that help us to be free are understanding that we must remain in contact with each other. So the actors must be in contact with their partners or themselves or their audience. Because when we disconnect from each other, we're not free. The most astonishing thing about Shakespeare for me is how he can empty himself. He's not always brilliant, but when he's brilliant, he's better than anybody else. He wrote The Winter's Tale towards the end of his life, Cymbeline, The Winter's Tale, Pericles, and The Tempest. And these are plays in which he's no longer being simply tragic. He's no longer having an ending that ends with very simple marriages, as in the comedies. They're plays that normally start in a very dark way, and at the end of them there's some sort of mysterious hope. There's some sense of transcendence. And I love these plays because to me they're quite rare, because it's interesting how many great works of art are also quite negative about hope. And there aren't truly great works of art very often do not have that oxygen in them.
Tra i drammi meno rappresentati in Italia, The Winter's Tale è una tragicommedia corale. Come sempre nel teatro di Shakespeare, sotto i riflettori entrano le grandi contraddizioni umane. Qui l'ansia dell'abbandono e la gelosia sono al centro di un triangolo di sospetti che lega due re e una regina. Il tutto arricchito da scene bucoliche, miracoli e un lieto fine.
I play Hermione, who is the Queen of Sicilia and wife of Leontes, mother of Mamilius, and she begins the play very heavily pregnant with her second child. And not long into the beginning of the play, she's accused of adultery with Polixenes, who's the king of Bohemia and Leontes' best friend from childhood. And her development through the play is defending her honor in a trial for her life. At the end of the trial, the oracle pronounces her innocent of all the charges laid against her. And nevertheless, Leontes decides the oracle isn't for real.
He instantly has this sort of paranoia of jealousy, and from then he instigates the whole course of the play. But one thing I find about this character especially and this drama is Shakespeare's ability to document mental illness, really, I think. Hundreds of years before any diagnoses or anything that could describe what a mental illness was, he case studies them almost exactly. And so we looked at Leontes being possibly bipolar, because it's not someone who is schizophrenic, say they're a bit this and they're a bit that. They are bipolar is 100% and 100%, and there's nothing in between. You swing, and that's exactly what happens here.
Acclamato in tutto il mondo, Donnellan ha avuto i più importanti riconoscimenti dello spettacolo in Francia, Stati Uniti, Russia, e nel Regno Unito ha ottenuto per ben 3 volte il Laurence Olivier Award. Recentemente è passato alla regia cinematografica, dirigendo Robert Pattinson e Uma Thurman in Bel Ami. Ma il successo non ha cambiato il suo impegno nel teatro, e Donnellan intende continuare il suo lavoro con la compagnia Chick by Jowl, fondata nell'81 insieme a Nick Ormerod, con cui ha toccato 380 città di 50 paesi in 6 continenti.
I'm always relieved when people do like my work. I do my work because I think it somewhere consoles the incurable loneliness of my soul, you know, that I sort of feel I'm connected with other people in a living space. I hope it's because they are touched and feel a connection with what happens, and that we touch and share a certain humanity together. Unfortunately, I never really think I'm good at my job. Not really. I'm always worried about the next one. And I'm always delighted when it goes well.